So how did Back to the Future come about for you? Like, did you get a call from your agent? Did you hear about it? Like, tell me how all of this started.
As always, I got a call from my agent to audition. I was at that point, and for years at that point, I'd pretty much be brought in. They call you brought in for the producer director audition. So they've already gone through seeing everyone. The casting director's already narrowed it down to her favorite 5 or 10. You go to see the producer director, and then it goes down, down, down till it's 2 of you. And they gave me the scene that Leah Thompson does with Michael in the car where she's smoking and drinking in the 50s. That was my audition scene.
Wow.
Yeah. So I practiced it with my acting teacher, and I practiced it with my best friend, Patrick Laberto. He's an actor. He starred in JAG and a bunch of other things. So we were all best friends. We were like the little rat pack. And then I went in, and when I walked in, everyone was there. So Steven Spielberg, Bob Zemeckis, Bob Gale, Neil Canton, Frank Kennedy, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy, Judy Taylor, the casting, Fenton Feinberg casting, and the cameraman, and this guy who was on his 11th callback for Marty.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was in there like 2 hours, and Steven and I talked the whole time. He kicked out the cameraman because he said he can't have a camera there without him being behind it. So cameraman had to go. Steven went behind the camera, and we did the scene 1 billion times. And he was asking me all these personal questions, and I kept saying, if I tell you the answer to this, you have to promise you're not going to tell my mom. And I meant it. And I'd say, you got to promise. Eye to eye. And he'd go, I promise, Claudia. And I would tell him. And then I kind of forgot everyone else was in the room, because pretty much the whole time it was Steven talking to me. He didn't really even talk to the guy on his 11th callback. And that was my only audition for Back to the Future. I got the part. One audition.
Wow. When you walked in the room, were you just like, holy shit, there's Steven Spielberg?
No, you know what's weird about me? I don't know if I'm still like that, but at the time I loved auditioning which is really unusual.
Yeah.
But I love meeting new people. So, and I was raised to be really polite. So I would walk in, and I thought it was cool that it was him, but I went to every single person, shook hands, looked them in the eye. Hello, how do you do? Nice to see you again, including Steven. And I was so accustomed to being with very well-known people from childhood, because I grew up in the opera with Placido Domingo and Luciano Pavarotti, and the people I hung with were world renowned. So when I started in the acting world, I'm not easily impressed. Like, I don't go gaga over people. I just look at them as humans. And so I just really enjoyed how nice he was. And I loved how curious he was about me. And then at the very end, he says, I'm so sorry, Claudia, I forgot this whole thing has been filmed, but I won't show it to anybody because I had said all these personal things.
Wow.